Young and the Restless come and go, revealing that Eileen Davidson will be returning with CBS soap opera. She will play the role of Ashley Abbott in the scenes to air next week. Keep reading to learn more about what the actress did and about the stages after the isolation. Y&R first aired Davidson as Ashley in 1984 and she has been playing the role ever since. She is one of the actresses who can take on many projects at the same time. Not only did she participate in Bravo's The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but also took several positions in Days of Our Lives while still connected to The Young and the Restless. In addition to The Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives and Robe, Davidson also has an extensive film and television career. Her roles in the past include 7 Days to Vegas, The Last Sharknado, It's About Time, The Guest House, Stranger at the Pentagon, Hell and Mr. Fudge, The Bold and the Beautiful, Santa Barbara, Broken Badges, etc. What do you think will happen to Ashley Abbott when fan favorite soap star Eileen Davidson returns on screen? Are you excited that she will be seen in the new episodes aired on CBS next week? Next week, fans can finally watch the new episodes of the popular drama CBS. Its sister soap, The Bold and the Beautiful, is back since late June. However, Y&R is a much larger product and has 1-hour episodes compared to B&R's 30-minute period. Y&R also has a much larger cast and crew, meaning they really have to make sure that the safe procedures are done safely, and that's enough. The Young and the Restless Coming and Going revealed that Ashley was last seen in the new episodes in March 2020. When COVID-19 stopped producing all 4 series, Y&R aired for as long as possible. Finally, they ran out of new documents, like General Hospital and The Bold and the Beautiful. So fans are delighted that the new episodes will be broadcast next week. Viewers will be watching an episode of Y&R originally aired on September 1, 2016. In this episode, Lily Ashby will speak with Devin Hamilton at the GCAC bar. Lily will wonder if Devin has heard from Neil Winters, and Devin will say he has not. Lily and Devin will talk about Neil's past with his parents, something they don't know much about. Lily will be surprised that Devin cares little for their family history, for how different his life would have been if he had never known Tucker McCall or Katherine Chancellor. Devin will say that he is happy to know his biological father and that he is grateful for spending time with Katherine, but he doesn't think Neil's history is so happy. Lily would think there was love there. Neil would be well aware that he doesn't even seem to influence her thoughts, but Lucinda will say that she is in no condition to be a mother to him. After a few passes back and forth, Lucinda will tell Neil that he needs to keep quiet and listen. Neil will be quiet for a bit and Lucinda will explain that she left because it is safer for Neil. Lucinda would say she was an alcoholic, and Neil had tears in her eyes and he would bury his face in his hands. Lucinda said she wanted to be a part of Neil's life after she was clean, but that Neil's father made it difficult for her. Crying, Neil told Lucinda that he was also an alcoholic and that he forgave her and hoped he knew the truth. Lucinda will say she regrets all the pain she has caused Neil and she won't do things differently, as she wouldn't want Neil to grow up drunk like a baby. People. Mom. Lucinda will say that she made the right decision based on who Neil became and how proud she has become. Weeping, Neil will take Lucinda's hand, and he will offer to visit her again next week. Lucinda would say that Neil didn't owe her any second, but she would want him to stay with her. Neil will agree, and he and Lucinda will hug. Next on Y&R, at the assisted living facility, Lucinda Winters will call Neil, and Neil will say you've talked to Lucinda's doctors and she's not fine. Lucinda would call the stupid doctor, and she would ask Neil to come closer. Lucinda will say that Neil has become a good man and that she has kept up with him over the years. Neil would wonder why she bothered when she made it clear she never wanted to be a part of his life. Lucinda will say she loves Neil very much and she has been trying to reach out for years, but he never responded to her messages. Neil would say that Lucinda cheated on his father and ran away from them, but Lucinda would say that she had no choice but to leave. Neil will assert that everyone has a choice in life, but Lucinda will say that Neil doesn't understand. Neil wouldn't think that just because her marriage to his father was over, she had to stop being his mother. Next on Y&R, at the police station, Dylan McAvoy will have a press conference to announce that Chelsea Lawson is assisting Adam Newman and she has fled the city of Genoa. Dylan will ask the public to contact police with any information. Then Dylan will complain that they don't get many calls, and Paul Williams will admit that it's frustrating. Christine Williams will ask how the investigation is going, and Dylan will say they found Chelsea's car on hold. Christine would think that Victor Newman must have coordinated the escape, and Dylan would suggest they try to talk to Victor again. Christine will have another idea. At the Newman farm, Victor and Nikki Newman will watch the press conference on TV, Victor complaining about how Dylan has sealed Adam's fate. Soon, Jack Abbott will come, and he will try to convince Victor to convince Adam to return to himself. Victor won't appreciate this, and Jack will say that Victor put Adam and his family in danger. Jack would even say he's more of a father to Adam than Victor has. Victor and Jack will quarrel, then Christine and Paul will appear to talk to Victor and Nikki. Christine will offer Victor a deal because she knows he broke Adam. Christine will offer not to charge Chelsea anything if Victor reveals where Adam and Chelsea are, and she will say that Adam will only serve time because of protective assault. Victor will falter, saying they won't get anything out of him. Paul and Christine are leaving. Jack will do more, telling Nikki that she shouldn't let Victor rob her of her integrity. Nikki will retaliate that Jack shouldn't judge her or her marriage. Jack will say that whatever happens belongs to Nikki and Victor, and he will leave in anger. Victor will assure Nikki that everything will be alright and that Paul and Christine are there because they don't really know anything about him. Christine and Paul will have dinner, and Paul will tell Christine that he feels lucky to have her and that he will kiss her hand. Soon Lily will come and ask how their dinner was going, and Paul will say they just need to check out. Lily would say that a lady in the room handled their bill and that woman said Paul and Christine reminded her of herself and her late husband. At the penthouse, Daniel Romalotti will meet Kevin Fisher and say goodbye. Kevin will explain that he's in the penthouse, just on the couch to help Chloe Mitchell get the job done right now. Daniel will tell Kevin to be careful with Chloe. Soon, Bella Fisher will cry on the baby's screen, and Kevin will go upstairs to pick her up. Daniel will take off after wishing Kevin good luck with Chloe. Next up on Y&R, at the cabin, Chelsea would say she wouldn't let Adam enter herself. Adam will insist that Connor Newman needs to see a doctor because he has a fever and he needs to surrender. Chelsea would think she and Connor could go to the ER with their new fake ID, but Adam said the police would find them. Chelsea would say that even if the police caught her, she would lie and say she never found Adam. Chelsea would swear she wouldn't stop fighting for him and for them, and Adam would say he wouldn't either. Adam and Chelsea will kiss, and he'll say she's right. They will prepare Connor to leave, and Chelsea will say everything will be fine. Immediately after leaving, Chelsea will discover that a warning amber has been given to her and Connor. On the spot of Sharon Newman and Dylan, Nick Newman will tell Sharon about Dylan's press conference. Sharon would assume that Dylan had no choice but to do it now. Dylan will come and Nick will be grumpy at him, causing Dylan to say he has work to do. Nick will say that if Adam and Chelsea are caught, who will raise Connor? Victor, Dylan would realize. Sharon would wonder if that was Victor's plan long ago. Dylan will suspect that, and after arguing more about Victor's innocence and motives, Sharon will say they need to stop obsessing over Victor before it destroys their lives. Shortly thereafter, Chelsea would call Nick from a motel to beg for his help. Nick will take off, and soon Dylan will get a call to announce that Chelsea's car has been discovered. Nick will appear at a motel where Chelsea and Connor are staying. He will arrange a doctor to see Connor. Chelsea will be grateful to Nick, and Nick will say he hopes that Chelsea, Connor and Adam have a happy and safe life. Nick will offer to come to the cabin with Chelsea, and Chelsea will leave a voicemail for Adam saying that Nick will be there too. Next up on Y&R, Adam would be in the cabin alone when Chloe entered the door and shot him with a sedative dart. Chloe will tell Adam to relax and it will take about 5 minutes for the medicine to take effect. Adam will ask how Chloe found him, and she will explain that she already knows that Chelsea will meet him. Chloe will say she wants Chelsea and Connor to start a new life, but not Adam. Chloe will say that she doesn't want Adam to leave again. Adam will realize that Chloe worked with Victor to ensnare him, and Chloe will admit it's true. Adam will be sleepy, and he will ask what Chloe's plan is. Chloe will say that she intends to watch him die. After that, Nick, Chelsea and Connor will arrive in Nick's car cabin. Chelsea would ask Nick to stay in the car, and she would get out of the car and walk towards the cabin, but the cabin suddenly exploded. Nick will call Chelsea when she comes back from the blast. We've seen Gloria Bardwell's reincarnation many times thanks to the broadcast of the show's encore episodes. The last time we saw her was in 2018, but repeats have reminded us of her being a great person. Gloria is guaranteed to swoop into any room with excitement and animation, and now we can use a little more humor in our lives. The popular CBS Sudzer will return a brand new on-air next Monday, August 10th. It will begin with some past memories as the town remembers Chancellor Park's dedication. Would we see Gloria among funny people? Or perhaps watching a hysterical story about her? Make sure to catch everything that happens with Y&R now. Come back here often to check out Young and the Restless savings, news and updates.